Lord, not y'all out here dragging Erica Campbell. So people on the internet now dragging Erica because she came out to announce her and her husband is going to basically be renewing their vows.
Hey y'all, thank you so much for all of your submissions. Yes, I am celebrating 25 years. Me and my husband are getting married again.
Now the people are feeling some kind of way because Erica Campbell announced that she's going to remarry her husband, even though now her sister has now filed, well, I don't know who filed, but is now getting a divorce. Now this
Tina and Erica, I need y'all to get yourself together because this right here don't make no sense. Tina's husband, Teddy, has filed for divorce after 25 years of marriage, after multiple cheating scandals, after you had this lady in tears. You broke her down multiple times, time after time, had her on TV acting like this.
And I don't want to hold on to somebody who I cannot trust. The situation gets a little worse, and then I try to forgive, and it gets a little worse, and I try to forgive. You gonna keep adding people? You gonna keep adding people? You gonna keep adding people? I thought we had a good life just like everybody else watching, and I got to find out in front of the whole goddamn world that all of my life was a lie? And you want me to quote scriptures right now?
I don't want
you want me to say what I don't. You want me to say something that's all positive? I feel negative right now. I know.
Yeah, so the internet is saying the time is allowed. Whether it's intentional or not, Tina Campbell dealing with a very public divorce from Teddy after years of cheating drama, and then boom, Erica Campbell pops out celebrating a vow renewal. The internet was always going to side-eye that, but here's the part that people are skipping. Tina and Teddy had reportedly been separated since 2024. That means this breakup didn't just drop out of nowhere. It's been unfolding quietly. So from Erica's perspective, this may not feel like bad timing. It may feel like moving forward. Still, optics matter, and this optics, they're looking messy. Calling Erica tone deaf is a bit harsh, but not completely random either. When your sister is going through something this public, this painful, people expect a little bit more awareness, emotional intelligence. Not silence, but maybe softer timing or less celebratory rollout. Erica might have already planned this rollout or underestimated what the public would say. None of this makes her wrong, but it does explain why people are reacting this way. Check out the clips, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching.
You file for divorce. You don't ask for no type of custody in this divorce paperwork. You ask for visitation, but you made sure to check the box so that y'all can visit spousal support sometime down the line. And then today, Erica gets on here and announced that she is going to be doing a vow renewal after their cheating scandals. After you see the whole world is looking at your sister at the moment. I don't know if she thought she was doing this to like take some of the bad spotlight off of her sister, give her some relief, but this was like bad timing and kind of bad taste. Now, congratulations to her and her husband for fighting through it and making it through the infidelity and all the other things that they made it through. And you know, they should be able to celebrate their love and their journey. I just feel like personally that this was really bad timing for this.
I really was then time passes. She takes your stupid advice. She takes that advice from the pits of hell and goes through hell for a decade longer for the man who caused everything to then want to divorce her. And then the day after that becomes news, you announce that you're doing a vow renewal with your husband. I don't know who's worse. Actually, I do know who's worse. Because I was about to say, I don't know who's worse, Tia or Erica, because Tamara on Threads fighting for her life, and Tia over there, like, posting skits. But honestly, I feel like Tamara deserves this. Also, like, deserve is a little weird, but like, God will make things apparent. And if you want to ignore the very big red flags and signs that he's given to you, honestly, it could have been so much worse than a man filing divorce. It has, actually, you've been through the worst, actually. But your sister saying, oh, I know she going through a divorce, but not me though. Jesus Christ. Help the church, y'all. Because what was that?
Lord, not y'all out here dragging Erica Campbell. So people on the internet now dragging Erica because she came out to announce her and her husband is going to basically be renewing their vows and get married again for their 25-year anniversary. And people feel like, girl, like, why would you announce that right when the blogs are now talking about your sister and her husband, since her husband filed for divorce? Now, on one hand, I will say the timing do seem like, okay, like, did you have to make that a big announcement? But then on another hand, it's like, why should we tell Erica to dim her light and dim her enjoyment of her marriage? Why should she have to do that? And I'm telling y'all right now, if you've ever watched Mary's show, baby, Tina, one thing about it, she will cuss you out in the name of Jesus about Erica. Because I don't know if y'all remember, but there was a situation back then where Erica was scared to tell Tina about some accomplishment that she was doing with her music, her solo music, because of the stuff she was going through. And Tina was like, no, don't you ever put yourself on a back burner for some stuff I'm going through. Like, no, let's talk about it. I'm gonna celebrate you. You my sister, I love you. So y'all dragging Erica, baby, y'all gonna get dragged by Tina if y'all don't stop. But drop in the comments, tell me what y'all think.
Now, the people are feeling some kind of way because Erica Campbell announced that she's going to remarry her husband, even though now her sister has now filed, well, I don't know who filed, but is now getting a divorce. Now, this video she just put out was an hour ago, but she also announced this 2 days ago. And then we don't know how long she's been planning to do this. But the people are not having it. They say, where is the situational awareness? Read the room, girl. Now, Erica posted first, y'all tripping. I see what y'all did here. Somebody said, I like Erica, but this is a little tone deaf considering her sister's marriage is ending. I'm just saying. Somebody said, my God, today. The timing is just... Somebody said she announced her renewal before all of this with her sister. Let her be. Somebody said, are y'all okay? Just projecting. Somebody else says the timing is crazy. Now, that's how I feel, okay? Even though her sister is getting a divorce, that does not mean she cannot happily celebrate her own marriage. Like, if your sibling, friend, cousin, whoever it is going through something, that does not mean you cannot celebrate the success and the things that's going on in your life. But the people are not having it. What do y'all think about this? And make sure y'all follow that YouTube Darcy Queen 2.0. And congratulations.
Hey, y'all. Thank you so much for all of your submissions. Yes, I am celebrating 25 years. Me and my husband are getting married again. Our vow renewal celebration will be powerful. It is not just celebrating us, it's celebrating everybody who's been on this journey with us, our entire family, those that have prayed for us, covered us, walked with us through difficult times, all of that. And I want a dress that represents all of that. It's not just about me and him. It's a celebration of love. It's a celebration of what I believe God has done in and through us. And I'm super, super grateful. So thank you for all of your submissions. Child, y'all sending submissions to everybody. The deacon at the church, my high school music teacher. Y'all done reached out to everybody. You can leave your handle. You can DM me with your designs, your page, and all of that. I've gotten some beautiful, amazing, wonderful pages, and I got a tough decision. I have stylist Jay Bolin helping me and the Gugu Atkins helping me decipher and figure out who that person is. Thank y'all so much. I'm so excited. I think this is going to be a wonderful celebration of love and what God has done. So thank you. A few more submissions. I'm going to announce who it is really soon. Like really soon. So thank you so much. And yeah, happy submitting.
who knows me very well, they were watching me on the reality show, and I was always saying, I can leave all of this. I can just go and I'm just be with my husband, and I don't need none of this, just me and Teddy, and they can have this. And they were like, listen, I hate to have to say this to you, and I followed the information that I found out for 6 months to make sure it was true, because I don't want to break your heart, but don't stop doing what you're doing, because you might need to take care of you and your kids. So they told me about 2 of them, right? I had talked to my husband 2 days before I was in New York, and I talked to him and I was like, listen, honey, I got reason to believe there's something that's going on, and I need you to be, I'm coming to you because I love you and I want to be able to work through whatever this is. And I need you to tell me. We stayed on the phone for 1 hour and 8 minutes. He didn't give me nothing. So when we came home, the person who it was, she used to work for me. And so that broke my heart. She was like a godmother to my children. She had access to my home to come get my kids, and all that kind of stuff was very, mixed in our family. And so I called, and she didn't answer her phone. So when we got home, Super Bowl Sunday, I said, come upstairs. I said, are you having an affair with her? And he said, no. I said, call her. While we're doing this, I was like, call her. And so he did. And he was like, Tina wants to know, da-da-da-da-da. And I said, are you sleeping with my husband? And she hung up the phone, so I had my answer. So it broke my heart. It devastated me, and I spazzed out. I destroyed 3 cars. I cut up and crashed up and tried to stab and plotted murders and all kind of crazy stuff because I was angry. Then I started doing all of that, and I said, I'm practicing dying every day. Either I'm going to die wrong or live right. And so we've been working on living right.
I knew that man was never going to do right from the time I started watching the Mary show. So Tina Campbell's husband, Teddy, has officially filed for divorce, which is a sad situation. But if you watch the Mary show,
I thought we had a good life just like everybody else watching. I thought we was the ideal relationship just like everybody else.
mind you, this was over a decade ago, but they've always had cracks in their marriage. And I'm sure anyone that's married will tell you it's never perfect. But it's sad to see this happening, especially because they still have 2 young children. But also, Tina was promoting a book talking about their reconciliation, about their strong marriage, and how they'd been married for 24 years ago on the Tamron Hall show, just like this time last year, or if not, a year and a half ago. So the timing is interesting.
Is in an uproar. The internet is in an uproar because Tina's husband filed for divorce after he cheated on her and she stuck beside him 20 plus years. He did it because she never was going to. I know y'all remember that scene in the kitchen with her and her sister on that reality TV show. A lot of women, especially Christian women, really value their vows, and regardless of what they go through with their husband, they will never file for divorce. So he had to do it. And she's probably so relieved that he had the guts to go do it and she didn't have to. Because since her reality TV show, we saw all the pain and suffering that he put her through. All we could do was pray for her and especially those kids and let him go. He could go on and keep having fun and doing whatever the hell he was doing. And she could focus on being a good mom and thriving in her career and blessing people with her beautiful voice that God gave her without the stress of that damn man behind her back. So Tina, the suffering is over. Go on and thrive and do you, boo.
Point where if you've been through a divorce, then you hit that point where you decided that you cried your last tears yesterday, because after 25 years of marriage, Tina Campbell and her husband Lyndon Campbell are officially getting a divorce. Now, Teddy, who is 51, is actually the one who filed for divorce on April 13th in LA, citing irreconcilable differences. But here's the part we didn't even know. So they've actually been separated since June of 2024. So this didn't just happen overnight, child. This has been building for a minute. Now, the couple shares 5 kids in total. 2 are still minors, one that's 16 and one that's 13. And in the filing, Teddy is asking for visitation or parenting time with the kids. When it comes to the money side, spousal support is listed as to be determined, and the documents say there's no major shared property to divide. But let's be real, okay? This is the same marriage that went through very public cheating scandal back in 2014. Now, Tina had revealed that Teddy had an affair with a woman who worked for her and was the godmother to their children. And baby, she was was very open about how that broke her. She said it devastated her. And if you watched Mary, you really saw her try to fight for that marriage. So now over here, I done cried my last tears yesterday. This song don't just sound like a song anymore. It feels like real life. So prayers up to Tina and her family, as divorce is never fun. And be sure to give me a follow to stay up to date.
Tina Campbell's husband has filed for divorce, and I am so mad because she should have been the one to file from that cheating man. But I'll take it, because at least my sister is free. You cannot tell me that you love your wife and have her best interest in mind and humiliate her the way he did. And she made this whole ministry out of forgiving your cheating spouse. I'm a Christian myself, but I couldn't get behind that because I just believe God wants better for his daughters. A man cheating on you is putting your mental and even physical health at risk. STDs are rampant in these days and times.
Never went out with another man. I never entertained the wrong conversation. I never cheated in my head. I was 190% committed to that man. And this is what you did?
Mind you, he knows the industry she's in and how everything can be so public and embarrassing. This is a good thing because she probably never would have left him. Tina, you are going to be okay. Actually, you'll be better on the other side of this. You'd be surprised how much happiness you can have after getting rid of someone who meant you no good. That man took you through the ringer. So leave him where he's at, go spread your wings and fly.
The situation gets a little worse, and then I try to forgive, and it gets a little worse, and I try to forgive. You gonna keep adding people?
So let's talk about Tina and Teddy, Mary, okay? Tina and Teddy went through some things a few years ago, and we saw it all unfold. We saw her bust out his windows. They went to Steve Harvey's show talking about it. They were very open about what they were going through in their marriage, okay? But she decided to stay. Now, he went and filed for divorce. She didn't file for divorce, but we have not seen Tina or Teddy in a while. So we don't know what has been going on behind closed doors, okay? We just thinking that they doing good. You know, I kind of knew that she just didn't look like she wanted to be a singer. She just looked like she was just in her own little world. And I thought maybe, you know, she patching her marriage up, whatever the case may be, but out of sight, out of mind. But sometimes women they think that they can forgive their husbands. They thinking that I could do this, but it takes work, okay? Because Teddy had to earn his trust back, okay? Now, we don't know if Teddy, because we all assuming, we really don't know. Me watching videos, I can't really find anything. He the one filed for divorce, she didn't. Sometimes wives feel like, oh, I'm gonna take him back, we're gonna work on this, and they really do want him, but their heart won't let them. And a lot of women hold over the husband's head and what he has done to her, and that's really not the way to go by doing it. First of all, you're gonna need a lot of prayer, okay? I'm talking about when I say a lot, you're gonna have to ask God to help you with this, to walk on this journey. I'm not telling you that you're not gonna have a day to where you might feel played and you might feel effed up, you know what I'm saying? But you can't take him back and really feel like I'm gonna use this against him or hold this over his head. It's work, but it can be done with God, and she know God. But I don't know really what happened. You know, we just all assuming, you know, we on the outside, you know, trying to look in and trying to open these curtains, and we don't really have full details. But I'm just saying, if you gonna take them back, you gotta forgive them. Just like what Jada up here doing the Will Smith, you know, I'm not saying you can't bring it up, but it's your deliverance, and it's the way that you do things. Who knows, this man Teddy could have been at his breaking point. He went filed for divorce, she didn't, you know what I'm saying? So she might need to get herself together in certain areas. All I can say, in due time, we'll see what really happened. She may do some interviews, he may do some interviews, I don't know, we'll just see. You know what I'm saying? Marriage is work, you know what I'm saying? Things do happen in marriage. They don't need to keep happening, but things do happen, you know what I'm saying? So we don't know what is going on. We just know that Tina could go from 0 to 100 real fast. She is a very quick and bad temper, okay? Hugs and love. Y'all be blessed, J-Lo.
Then apply your, if you whispered in a closet that you want to apply your faith to the situation, then apply your faith. Since then, I found out about more, and I don't want to hold on to somebody who I cannot trust. You see, I have been trying since the very beginning. The situation gets a little worse, and then I try to forgive, and it gets a little worse, and I try to forgive. You gonna keep adding people? You gonna keep adding people? You gonna keep adding people? I thought we had a good life just like everybody else watching. I thought we was the ideal relationship just like everybody else. And I got to find out in front of the whole goddamn world that all of my life was a lie? And you want me to quote scriptures right now? I don't want you. You want me to say what I don't, you want me to say something that's all positive? I feel negative right now. I know that. I just want you to understand that. I know that. I never kissed another man. I never went out with another man. I never entertained the wrong conversation. I never cheated in my head. I never did anything. I was 190% committed to that man. And this is what you did? Every time I was gone, you stole my life away from me. I'm angry. Why you gotta do me like this? I was good
saw this report that Tina Campbell's husband filed for divorce, I went back and watched that clip. From 12 years ago. Mind you, if you are over the age of 25 and you grew up in the church black, you grew up on Mary. And we all watched the show and we all watched how it went down. And she took him back just for him to now divorce her. She should have left. And I hated, everybody talks about, I hated how, like, you know, they tried to just throw scriptures at her instead of allowing her to feel the emotions of being cheated on when you are good to a man and you are the breadwinner. And a lot of women stay in these relationships, you know, because they took a vow and because divorce is a sin and they need to make their marriage work for God. And leave. God will forgive you. God does not want you to be unhappy. God doesn't want you to be miserable. God doesn't want you to be in a relationship where a man is cheating on you repeatedly, embarrassing you, right? Being a pick me and male-centered, it gets you nowhere. And it's like she went through all of that just for the man to file for divorce against her when she could have left 12 years ago. And if you watch the whole clip, she was saying that she was done. She wanted to be done with the marriage, right? But of course, we're going to throw scriptures at her and tell her, you just have to be positive. You just have to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Like, her sister was getting on my nerves. She's allowed to be upset. Even when you're a Christian, you are allowed to be upset. You are allowed to be unhappy with how your life is going. You don't have to fake the funk all the time. But y'all, this is what I say. Don't be a pick me. Don't be male-centered. It gets you nowhere.
It's either that a lot of y'all just want to be nasty, have completely up relationships with your siblings, or don't have any siblings. Because what makes y'all think that Tina and Erica have not discussed what's going on in Tina's life extensively? So much to the point where Erica making an announcement about her vow renewal is completely and utterly separate from what Tina got going on with that lying, cheating ass man. Y'all can't possibly have relationship with other people for real. Y'all gotta be the fuck everybody crowd. Especially if y'all are old enough to have watched and been able to understand what was going on the show. Because just because you watched it don't mean you understood what was going on. I mean, you all think it's insensitive, right? But as a woman who is in very close relationship and age to her younger sister, we're 4 years apart, there's never anything devastating going on in her world to where she will want me to suppress and not celebrate mine. But my relationships are healthy, so okay.